we want people to validate us in order to feel better about the decision. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you feeling something is not enough. Like, you need other people to back you up to feel good about it. And it's like, well, maybe you don't feel that good about it. If you yourself don't have enough energy and enough positivity towards this decision, then maybe it's not a good decision. If you need 10 other people to agree with you for you to feel good about it, maybe it's not a good decision. Like, the simplest thing is when you want to get back with someone, like, you don't tell other people because you know what they're going to tell you. Yeah. And them telling you that makes you feel shitty about your decision. So you're almost just like, okay, well, you know what? I don't got to tell nobody. This is my business, okay? But, like, you know what I mean? No, for sure. What is fucking... Actually, I can't cuss. Actually, I can. Because we have an intro.
Yes.
So if you guys didn't know, you can't, like, cuss in, like, the first, like, 30 seconds. Yeah. For YouTube, or you get, like, demonetized and shit. So I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, wait a minute. Hello.
Hi.
Happy Friday. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're coming at you on a Friday, and we've been coming at you on the Monday.
Yes.
For the past few weeks. How do you guys like the Monday pod?
Yeah.
I feel like the people have been fucking with it.
I know. I feel like they like it.
They really like it.
Yeah.
So if you want us to do something about that, let us know.
Right. Let us know.
Let us know. We might switch it up.
We're flexy.
We're very flexy for you.
Just for you.
Okay, so you know how, like, we've been in Mercury retrograde?
Yes.
And it's been annoying.
Yes.
I was thinking about how, like, it is so annoying how when Mercury retrograde is happening, like, it, like, sucks the energy dry of whatever season it's in. Like, and it sucks because I love Taurus season. Yeah. I love to spend money, and I love to just, you know, indulge and
eat the good food.
Exactly. And, like,
Self-care
I love,
moments.
like, the slow moving, like, communication. Like, everyone's chill and mellow during Taurus season usually. And I feel like because of, obviously, eclipse season and Mercury retrograde, like, it just hasn't been hitting.
No, it wasn't a good Taurus season. Normally, I'm super lazy during Taurus season, and I kind of like it that way. Yeah. You know, like, I'm laying in bed, I'm working from bed, I'm just cozied up, watching my shows, eating good. Right. But no, not this Taurus season. Yeah, lots of miscommunications, lots of frustrations. Actually, I told Sarah just the other day, and I told y'all that I thought, you know, my new boss was a Leo man. He is not. He is an Aries man.
That shit is so funny. Like, that's, like, the most Mercury retrograde shit ever.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, I know him. I know his energy. Of course you acting up like that. And then, and then you go and read it, and you're like, oh.
I was like, oh, I got that wrong. So, see, what had happened was, on my job's website, they tell you when the person started at the company, and then sometimes they will share the birthday. So, I was sometimes assuming that, you know, it was always just the birthday. Yeah. But it was actually his join time, and I found out he's an Aries because he told me on our meeting.
That's so fucking funny.
And I was like, oh, here I was thinking I knew you.
That's funny.
You said, and I was reading him.
Because, so at my job we have the same thing, but, like, their birthday and their start date are always there. Like, I think our operations team, like, puts it there. Yeah. Because they love to add, like, your team can add, you know, your birthday on their calendar. I think that's why they have it there. And they take, like, you know, birthdays very seriously, which I love and appreciate. I love that. And I've definitely had, like, mix-ups where, like, both of them were there. And I was like, no, I could have swore you were at Capricorn, and it was actually, like, their start date. Yeah. Which, you know, makes a big difference.
It sure does. It sure does. Random tangent. How do you feel about people who don't like to celebrate their birthdays?
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's sad. Yeah. Because you're here and you deserve to be celebrated. And you know what I mean? Life is not easy.
No, it's hard.
Like, it's hard for everyone. And I just want people to celebrate, like, who they are, how far they've made it. It doesn't have to be, like, a big shebang. Like, right. Even if you just do it for yourself and you, like, get your favorite food or whatever it may be. I feel like everyone deserves to celebrate it. And, yeah, it makes me sad when people don't like their birthdays. And I can't help but think that, like, growing up, they weren't made to feel important. And that makes me even more sad.
Yeah. No, it breaks my heart when people don't like to celebrate their birthdays because it's the one day a year that is supposed to be
it's your
all
holiday.
about you. Yeah. Like, you celebrate other holidays, you should celebrate your birthday. And I feel like whenever I hear people say, like, oh, you know, I don't like to make a big deal out of my birthday, I don't know why, but I feel like it's now my personal job to make sure their next birthday is bomb, or at least say happy birthday, or I get them a little something to let them know, like, people care about you, you know, and, like, you are worth being seen. I feel like sometimes people, like you said, like, they haven't been celebrated, or they don't have anyone to celebrate with, and it's like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. You can do it on your own, and I actually encourage you to celebrate your birthday on your own too. Like, I buy myself a nice gift every single year, you know, and I take myself out to a nice meal because I love me, you know, but also if you don't love you, I still encourage you to do that so you can start to fall in love with you, you know, because you're amazing. And you deserve to be celebrated.
You are. I was going to say me too, but I'm like, I buy myself nice things all the time. On my birthday, I just have a reason why I do it.
I just go, like, extra on my birthday.
Right. And even just yesterday, I was talking to one of my coworkers who's a Taurus, and, you know, she said her birthday was last Friday, and I had no idea because, like, we don't go into the office on Fridays. And she was telling me that she was really sad and, like, all these things. So, like, on my lunch, I went to, like, my favorite, like, cupcake place, and I got her some treats, and it made her so happy, and it made me happy that I made her happy. Like, just little things like that to make people feel seen and appreciated goes a long, long way, and it makes you feel good.
It does. It really does. And like I said, I feel like everyone needs to be celebrated at least one day a year.
Absolutely.
You know?
Okay, so speaking of birthdays, I actually had a topic that kind of relates to this, talking about this lifetime. So I saw this quote, and I forgot what the actual quote was. Or no, it wasn't a quote. It was like a picture on Twitter, like kind of like a meme, but not funny, like this like interesting picture. And it said, "How do you interpret this?" And I wish I had the picture, but I don't. But I just remember replying to it, and I said, "The knowledge we seek is within us," because that's how I interpreted the picture. And it made me think, like, about that quote, like, the knowledge we seek is within us. I've always believed that. And, like, growing up, like, you know, going to Sunday school and being religious, that quote was also always at the forefront of my mind of, like, you know, everything you need is within you. You just have to want to figure it out. And it made me think about past lives. So I want to have a conversation about past lives. And, you know, I was thinking, like, what if we're meant to have, like, some sort of, like, aha moment in this life when our past lives consciousness meets with this life's consciousness? And is that when we become, like, the most happy because we integrate the lessons we learned in our past life with this life? You know?
Ooh.
Because I feel like it's crazy to think that, I mean, you can believe in what you want to believe, but I believe in past lives. And in astrology, your south node is meant to be your past life, like your past life's energy, what you were doing in the past life. And your north node is your destiny in this life. So I've always believed in past lives. And I do believe that, like, everything we went through in our past lives, like, it was a learning lesson, an opportunity to integrate into this life. But if, you know, depending on when it happens for you, maybe you just haven't had that aha moment where, like, oh shit, like, this is what I'm meant to learn in this life. You know, and, like, what if that is when we become the most happiest, when we do have that aha moment, we're like, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I understand everything I went through. And how it's going to make me happier here if I were to do it differently.
Ooh, I'm also thinking because we have multiple lives, like, maybe you have multiple aha moments, you know? Like, maybe you had an aha moment in your teens and that was one of your lives. And now you're, like, in your 20s and you have your next aha moment. I mean, everyone's going to have it in their own time. But this is a really fascinating thought because I also believe, like, we are all energies and the knowledge and the power is within us and we can just tap into it. We just aren't always open or ready for that.
Exactly. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, it's like loosening up a pickle jar.
You
know what I mean? Like, you're like, she kind of learned the lesson, but not really because she's doing the same shit again. But it loosened up the pickle jar.
Yeah.
And then when you finally choose to stop repeating the same patterns, that pickle jar opens up, pops open, and you're fully having access to that past life consciousness. And you're like, oh shit, now I get it. Now I get why I needed to stop doing that in order to feel happier here.
Yeah.
This is what my past life was trying to teach me.
Yes. I like that. I
Right?
like that idea. Because I feel like, too, it, to me, is like an encouragement that you will figure it out if you keep trying to experience new things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the answers are there for you if you're willing and courageous enough to try.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I just feel like sometimes we get so caught up in like what's happening here, and like I'm all about being curious and learning from other people. Like other people obviously have a lot to teach you in this life, but I feel like we have a lot to teach ourselves.
Yeah.
And we sometimes neglect how powerful we are and everything that we've gone. And obviously age has a lot to do with it. I feel like when you're younger, you're not taken seriously. Even people in your 20s, 30s, when people are in your 50s and 60s, they think they know a lot more than you.
Yeah.
And granted, maybe in this lifetime, you've gone through more things, but you don't know my soul. I don't know your soul.
Right.
I don't know what our souls have gone through. I personally I know I'm an old soul because I was 5 and I hated the way people lived. I was fed up. Capricorn rising shit.
So you're shit from a young age.
No, but seriously, you know, depending on like what your soul has gone through, I feel like you have so much experience at this thing called life.
Yeah.
And we just need to have a way of like, you know, obviously spirituality. We need to use spirituality to access that part of ourselves and access our guides, our spiritual guides, and our higher self in order to make better decisions and be happier and not repeat the same lessons.
For sure. And I feel like too often we do look for our answers in other people or other things or other places. Yeah, 100%. And like at the end of the day, you only have you. You know, like you need to be validating yourself. And like I said, too often I think we're asking our friends, our family, our lovers about what we should be doing, but keep asking yourself because the answer will come to you. You know, like you are the captain of your own ship and you're going to navigate it best. And I feel like actually sometimes people go to other people as a cop-out because then they can blame them when something goes wrong. They don't want to have to be like, oh, well, I made the decision. It's all my fault. I fucked it up. I suck, you know, which is not the case at all. But I feel that's why maybe some people always go to others rather than seeking it within themselves. But that's the dangerous game.
Yes. And I feel like to piggyback off of that, we want people to validate us in order to feel better about the decision. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you feeling something is not enough. Like, you need other people to back you up to feel good about it. And it's like, well, maybe you don't feel that good about it. If you yourself don't have enough energy and enough positivity towards this decision, then maybe it's not a good decision. If you need 10 other people to agree with you for you to feel good about it, maybe it's not a good decision. Like, the simplest thing is when you want to get back with someone, like, you don't tell other people because you know what they're going to tell you. Yeah. And them telling you that makes you feel shitty about your decision. So you're almost just like, okay, well, you know what? I don't got to tell nobody. This is my business, okay? But, like, you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
It's a cop-out.
It is a total cop-out. And it's just, you're selling yourself short.
You are. And again, you're so powerful yourself. Like, you can, I think sometimes we need to realize you can have other people's opinions and you can figure out, like, through their experience how you feel about a situation, but ultimately it should be your decision. Yeah. You shouldn't just follow suit and be like, well, they said that, so I'm going to do that. That also, I feel like, weakens your own intuition. 100%. Because you don't ever listen to your own voice. Yes. And a lot of people, they're like, what is intuition? I don't feel my intuition. Well, have you ever made any decisions by yourself? Yeah. Or do you constantly need other people to validate you? Right. Then your voice just becomes more quiet. And also it becomes shy. It becomes weak because every time it's tried to tell you something, you don't listen to it. Yeah. And not to say you can't strengthen that muscle again, but it's going to take work. Because your whole life, you've probably told it to shut up.
Yeah, and listen to other people. Yeah. Telling you what to do.
And it makes their egos bigger and bigger. That's why people that are controlling, they get mad when you start, setting boundaries, when you don't share things with them anymore. They're like, well, what do you mean? You always come to me. I'm the one that usually tells you how to go about things.
Yeah.
And they get offended because their ego gets offended. If they didn't operate from a place of ego, they'd be happy that you're able to finally use your own intuition to make decisions. But now they feel like they don't have control over you. Their ego feels that way.
Yeah, 100%. I want people too to trust themselves more with this.
Yeah.
And also when you're struggling to trust yourself, be kinder to yourself with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when maybe you're questioning and you're doubting, yes, you feel lost and you're I'm confused and you feel frustrated.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you seek solace in other people. That means you be patient and give yourself grace and time to figure it out.
Yeah.
While you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You do that for your friends and your family and your loved ones and your coworkers, right? So do that for yourself as well. I feel like we really struggle.
We do.
Do that.
And I
mean, me too.
It's kind of crazy that we're talking about this and exactly what you're saying right now, because we're going through Mercury retrograde in Taurus. And just in terms of Taurus energy, when it comes to Mercury, how slow they process things, how they take their time. And even with Mercury retrograde, even more than ever, backing it up and being slow. You know what I mean? We could all do well to learn that, to be like, you know what? If I don't know right now, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to move faster to
try and figure
that
it
knowledge.
out. Yeah.
If anything, maybe I need to slow it down more. And sometimes I feel like we need to make a decision in 3 days. Sit on it. You're
Keep
like,
sitting.
well, I don't know. Just tell the universe, I need a sign. I need help.
Yeah.
Say that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always got to know right away.
Straight up. And I know it's uncomfortable waiting to find that answer. But again, like I said, that's when you give yourself kindness and patience while you are waiting during that period.
Yeah.
And like Sarah said, keep asking for help or an answer and it will come.
I feel like rushed, unsure decisions are bad decisions.
Yeah.
If
100%.
you feel completely sure about something and you want to be quick with it, I think that's okay. Because your intuition is telling you yes, it's yes. If your intuition is unsure, you shouldn't be rushing to make a decision.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because you might regret it.
Seriously. And honestly, I've even learned that sometimes my intuition is like, yes, go for it. I still wait 24 hours and to make sure that I'm feeling that way the next day, because sometimes I get just easily excited about things, genuinely.
And you know yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know your energy.
Right. And there have been times where I went all in and it was a bust.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to learn yourself, trust yourself, right? I need a day to process. Yeah. That's me. That's always going to be me. Some people are like, I know right away. And that's great for you. And I encourage you to act when you feel most comfortable, because again, that's you trusting yourself.
That's actually crazy. I don't know why. This doesn't really tie into it that much, but it kind of does. It reminds me of this documentary I was watching with Drake, and he was talking about the 72-hour rule, where if something comes out about him, if someone's talking shit or some news outlet saying something, he sits on it for 72 hours before something bigger happens and no one's talking about him anymore. He always says that. He's like, this is how I stay out of shit, the 72-hour rule. People are always going to talk about something else. So instead of rushing and feeling like you have to say something, just be quiet for 72 hours.
Yeah.
And he's a Scorpio Mercury.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is so interesting, because I feel like a lot of times as people, we want to rush to do everything.
Yeah.
Someone says something, we want to reply right away. You know what I mean? Someone says something about you that, it made you feel some type of way. You feel like you have to now stand up for yourself. And you do, depending on what it is. Yeah. But I feel like, especially when you're in media, I feel like it's a good idea to just sit back. Sit back, because people usually are going to find something else to talk about. That's how the world works.
Yes.
People get bored easily.
100%.
And I thought that was so fascinating, because you really don't hear that much about Drake.
No, you really don't. You really don't. Literally, the last thing I can think of, and it's kind of silly. Either the diamonds or the Meek Mill thing.
And the Meek Mill thing was huge, and like,
right,
or like his kid being a secret, like all that shit, like.
But that's
I can count it on
5, right?
On 5 fingers, yeah. No, seriously.
No, but I think it does really relate because it goes back to what you're saying that you do not have to rush through things.
Yeah.
Everything in our society tells us to go quick, fast,
Yeah.
Move now.
No, seriously.
Like you don't
especially
have
with the
to
age of
do
technology.
That. Yes.
Okay, dude. Okay, so my boyfriend Miguel, he sent me as of mine, I don't know his name. I'm saying for you guys.
I know
it's weird like using, verbiage for like someone that's like your sister and like, people that maybe are watching us for the first time. He sent me this TikTok.
Wait,
if you like conspiracy theories, stay put. If you don't, leave, because like, we like
why
to have
are you
fun
here?
Yeah,
actually,
conspiracy theories, right? I say it in quotation marks.
Right.
So,
fun fact about conspiracy theories: the FBI created that word.
Yeah, to make people. It's to gaslight you.
Exactly.
Like, what you're saying is absolutely correct, but we're gonna call it a conspiracy theory to make you feel dumb for finding out the truth,
to confuse you,
exactly,
to make you doubt it,
exactly. So I was watching the TikTok he sent me, and it was talking about how, essentially, in the Ethiopian calendar, there's like 13 months, and essentially in their calendar right now, it would be the year, or no, how can I say this? Okay, so essentially because they have 13 months, 2020 was actually 2012.
Oh.
Yeah, so essentially, remember how they were saying in December 21st, 2012, the world will end?
Yeah.
So when they did the calculations, it's actually December 21st, 2019, right before 2020 happened.
Oh.
And they're essentially saying at that time also, that year, a lot of people's, when you looked at the digital clocks, the times were off just that year. And even the ball drop, the timing was off.
I do remember that.
So they're saying that after 2020, we entered like a new phase of like consciousness, like a dimensional change. Which, how many times have we been saying since 2020? Shit feels weird.
Yes.
It's off. It doesn't feel the same.
Nothing's been the same. Bro.
I was mind blown.
I'm wearing a long sleeve, but I literally have chills.
Yeah.
What?
So I'm going to actually try and link that TikTok, obviously, in the description box, because I want you guys to get the full grasp of it, because I did my best to try and summarize it, but it was so interesting. Isn't that crazy?
Gosh, that is crazy.
And I believe in multi-dimensional universes.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that there's other Earths. I believe there's other me's. I do. I also feel like, when we get deja vu, we're really tapping into another one of our consciousnesses. And we're like, oh, shit. And you tap back in. You're like, oh, what just happened?
A Raven Simone moment.
Literally. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. I'm in shock.
I mean,
I believe it, but I feel that we are in a different time and space.
Seriously.
Because people just they've been acting real.
Be 2020 and A 2020, okay? Before 2020. It's weird.
It is weird. Yeah, people feel like new and confused right now. I feel like
everyone,
it's like, what's happening? What's happening?
We used to think, it was the pandemic. It was the pandemic. But shit just feels even more off-putting than just the pandemic.
No, for sure. Feels like something new is trying to be created or built right now.
For sure. And like also with like Pluto moving into Aquarius, like all this shit is a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I wish instead of like fucking stupid politicians, we had like spiritual people that came from above, aliens. And they're like, yes, there was a shift.
Right.
You know, that's why I want to watch on TV, not stupid ass fucking CNN and Fox.
Tell us the truth.
I want the good aliens down here right now.
Right. Tell me. No mind control. Keep it straight with me.
No, seriously.
Because I heard somebody, I'll be doing that.
No, there's good aliens and bad aliens.
No, for sure. Yeah, that's why I said I want the good ones, not the bad ones.
Exactly.
You know?
No.
Yeah. None of that funny shit, y'all.
No, seriously.
I do not accept.
No.
You got to tell the aliens that if they come and try.
Probe me.
Right, exactly.
No. I've always said this. I feel like for a fact, if they were to get me, they would drop me right back off. They're like, she's crazy. She was fighting the whole time.
Right. No, I feel like they know not even to come our way.
No, literally. They're like operating on me and I'm like,
And you're like,
I pop open an eye. I'm like, I see you. I've been waiting for you.
And they're like, she can talk to us.
And I just keep asking questions. So like the multi-dimension.
Like, get her out of here.
She's a chatty one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, actually, I saw this funny TikTok and it kind of relates to this. Basically, the TikTok was saying that, you know, on television, they're always showing us the truth about the world. And so in one of, I think it was called Disjointed.
Yeah.
It basically does like this clip talking about this exactly.
Oh my God.
About how like the aliens come and abduct people and they prefer people, and this is bad. This is what the show said. Okay,
not Maya.
Not Maya. Okay,
what
that they prefer dumb and like fat people because
I'm sorry. What the
they're
fuck?
easier to take.
That is so fucked up.
I know. I shouldn't be laughing.
What?
But you can. It was like this whole triangle of like.
People most likely to be taken?
Most likely to be taken, and how the government has a whole deal with the aliens, and that's why they've been messing up our food, and they give us, like, bad television.
Yeah. Oh, Maya.
Yeah.
I'm having, like, a brain aneurysm right now. Because, you know, when you look at the chart of the world map of where the most alien invasions happen is America.
Stop it.
Yes.
No!
You haven't seen the chart?
No!
Oh, it's like you see the dots everywhere in America.
No! Okay, I'm gonna send you this TikTok.
And which country has the worst food and,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, has the most unhealthy people?
Yeah.
And wants us to stay dumb?
Yeah, so apparently
America.
They made a deal with the aliens to take over the dumb and fat people. And that's why they also give us shitty food and they numb us with media.
And pharmaceuticals.
Yes, and the pharmaceuticals.
Because then, if you see an alien, they're like, well, Martha from that suburb, all she does is pop pills. She doesn't know anything about aliens.
She won't wake up like this.
Literally. The Zanny has her out like a light.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, no, I'm gonna show you, and I'll post the map here, too.
It's fucked up, y'all. It's all connected. Do you think aliens have astrological signs?
I think so. For sure.
Right?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone does.
Yeah.
You were created here.
Right.
Yeah, no, they do. I mean, everything in this planet, in this world, in this universe has a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
like they may have
they're
their
extraterrestrial.
own...
The planets are out there.
Right. They may have their... I was thinking about this. Like maybe they don't... I mean, and there's other types of astrology, you know what I mean? Like we mostly follow like Western, but there's Vedic, which is also sidereal.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's probably other ones that I can't really
for sure.
think
There's
of
so
right now.
many.
And
they
different
have
ways
their own
to
studies.
go about it.
Yeah.
So I wonder.
That would be so fascinating.
Right. I want to ask an alien about it.
That's what I would ask on the
Alien.
operating table.
Yeah.
So what's your sign? What is it called when an alien comes down?
Abduction.
Abduction. There you go. I was putting invasion.
Alien invasion.
I'm like, it's not there. Bro!
It's like only in America.
It's a bright motherfucking orange,
and
guys.
a little bit in like Europe. It looks like, wow, that is shocking and disturbing.
Scary. Very scary.
Oh my gosh.
Did we just crack the code?
I think so.
Oh my God.
So freaked
If we disappear after this, it was either the aliens or the United
if
States
we're not
government.
allowed to pause this
Or
episode.
both. Imagine.
Right, they're like, you can't put this up. Fuck y'all. Had posted all in clips.
Suck my dick.
Right. I might have nightmares about that now.
don't have nightmares. I think
because they're not going to abduct me, so it's fine.
No, I think, like, just like we all have CIA agents attached to us, we also have good aliens attached to us.
Yeah.
So our good aliens are taking care of us.
Mm-hmm. And my other spirits and energies are like, don't fuck with her.
If anything, they're like, see? I wanted you to learn this. Finally.
Right. Now you can better protect yourself.
Exactly.
You know? Eat good food.
Seriously.
Don't,
I know.
numb your mind so much with television.
I want to have a farm so bad, dude. I want to have a farm. I want to have my own produce, my own meat. Like,
I would love that. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to go to my own vegetable.
It'd be so cute.
So cute.
I have the green thumb. My family had farms in Iran. I grew up in my grandparents' farmlands and would feed the horses and the cows and would be around the lambs and like all the fun stuff.
That farm life. Let's talk about the last 2 questions we have for the zodiac signs. Remember, this was a list that we've been slow dripping to y'all. So, the last 2 signs that we have are Aquarius and Pisces. But first, let's go through Aquarius. So, Aquarius, question we have for you is, why do you stay loyal to those who barely deserve it?
Oh my God.
That's kind of harsh.
That's really fucking harsh. I feel like because it's in their comfort zone.
Yeah. That fixed.
Like we talk about how Taurus keeps people around that don't deserve to be around no mo. Aquarius sometimes does that too. And I feel like with Aquarius, more than any other sign, their friends are their chosen family.
Yeah.
And if, how they say like blood is thicker than water for normal people, and like you should always try to mend things with your family, like even if they did you dirty, bring them back. Yeah. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? So I feel like the same applies for Aquarius. Like they're like, if I were to let go of someone that I consider family, like who am I? Like what do I even stand for?
Yeah.
So they have a really hard time letting go of friendships.
For sure.
And partners that no longer deserve them because they don't trust people easily. And they're very scared of having to start a whole new relationship and friendship.
They're like, I put the time in.
And like I said in one of our videos that we just filmed about emotional detachment, Aquarius shares their emotion with 1.5 people. You know what I mean? Like if one of those people is gone, now they have to do that with someone else. Like, that's very uncomfortable for them.
Yeah. And another aspect to this, again, kind of bring it back to the video we just had. I feel like Aquarius is able to keep these friends maybe sometimes because they can detach from their emotions. They're like, okay, well, I'm going to detach from you, put you on ice for a little bit, and then I can come back in a couple of months or whatever in that very specific situation where I like to be with you, and that's why I can keep you as a friend.
Yeah.
Because I keep you in this little spot that I like you to be.
Oh,
and I can put you on ice and visit you only when I want to.
Yeah. I agree, and, I feel like sometimes with Aquarius, when their friends aren't treating them right, they can, like you said, they can just decide, well, you know what, like, that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
That's not that big of a deal, and I'm not the type of person that cares so much. They want to be the cool friend.
Yes.
They want to be the cool partner.
Yes.
They're, you know what I mean?
Yes.
They don't want to be the one that's like doing the most or whatever. And it's like, well, what does that even really mean? Like you having boundaries and you telling people they can't do shit like that because it hurts your feelings. It makes you uncool.
Right.
Like, fuck that.
Right. Sometimes it's like them staying loyal, but it's like them not willing to have those hard conversations about their emotions and how you crossed my boundary. Like for an Aquarius, I feel like when you cross their boundary, they leave. They cut you out. They're like, okay, well, like I said, they're going to put you on ice.
Yeah.
So, is it really always staying loyal? I don't know, Aquarius.
Yeah.
For some of them, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of back to like what you were saying in the beginning, and I 100% agree with that. But sometimes I think it's like people's perception that they keep them around, but it may not really be a deep, fulfilling connection for Aquarius like they crave.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Aquarius, you're right. They're really good at keeping people at arm's length, and because they're such social beings, like they're really good at being with the community and bringing people together. It's easy for people to think that they're closer than they actually are to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Pisces, last of this list. So if you want the other signs, go watch our other podcast episodes. How do you feel How do you fool others into thinking that they know so much about you when they only know a fraction?
Ooh.
Oh, actually, I think that's very true.
That's so true.
We tend to forget how private Pisces can be, just like Cancer and Scorpio.
Yes.
Because they're mutable, I feel like they kind of are really good at just talking about everything and anything and bouncing ideas off of you. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Pisces, it's ruled by the 12th house. You know, the 12th house is your subconscious, the hidden truths, the hidden parts of you. So it's so easy for people to think they know Pisces because they're social and because they are really good at, like, expressing all their feelings, but you don't really know the deep core of Pisces.
Yeah.
That's, like, who they really are. And, like, that's why I love my Pisces boyfriend so much. Like, he's actually more social than me. But, like, people don't really know, like, the depths of him.
Yeah.
And I feel so special that I get to know that side of him.
Yeah.
And I cherish it.
For sure. I feel like Pisces, like, friends and lovers and, you know, family members, they're such a good, like, mirror for you. They mirror your energy a lot. They help you reflect, right? And it's beautiful energy, but sometimes when they're doing that, you don't know what's on their side of the mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so true.
They actually hold their deepest feelings and thoughts, like, very close to their chest. And similar to Aquarius and, like, other water signs, they share it with, like, one person, you know, the person that they really trust. And I feel like also with Pisces, you know, like, they're moving and floating around and you have to be patient and willing to stick around to get there. Like, I think other people love to talk about themselves and Pisces will allow you to do that and you're not asking them questions.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like for Pisces too, their emotions were probably used against them at some point. A lot growing up, and they feel ashamed by how much they feel, you know? So they choose to not share that side of them with too many people. Yeah. And if they do, it's very controlled. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really sharing all of it. Yeah. Until they're around someone that they feel really comfortable around and that they won't judge them. Yeah. You know?
100%.
Aquarius and Pisces. Like, they hate that their emotions are used against them. Mm-hmm. I mean, all humans do, but these two are very sensitive in that sense.
They really take it to heart. And it will keep you from ever getting to know them and experience, like, really getting to experience them. Like, you think you know them, but you really have no idea who they are. Yeah. Like, at all.
You don't.
All right, y'all. Let's talk about some couples, some Zodiac couples now. And let's start off with Leo and Aquarius. This love match. They are titled The Willful Spotlight Stealers.
Oh, my God. What are they, stealing the spotlight from each other?
Yes. Yes, they go back and forth.
Yeah, literally.
Genuinely.
Because it's so funny how Aquarius thinks, like, they're not an attention whore while they're literally with a microphone discussing all their ideas. Yes. And, like, pushing you to listen to them.
Also, low-key doing everything to try and stand out, too.
No, literally.
You know what I mean?
So different. You see how different I am? Like, you need to really look at me because I'm doing things so differently.
Right. And these signs are so funny because I feel like out in the wild, like an Aquarius would be like, I would never date a Leo. And a Leo would be like, I would never date an Aquarius. But I actually see these couples
they gravitate towards each other. They really do. They love each other.
They really do. They love each other. I feel like their energy matches. They both want to be appreciated for their uniqueness and their fresh, new ideas. And
they love to shine in their own way.
Exactly. And they will listen and they will hype each other up in that way. And I love a good fire-air duo.
I feel like, you know, Aquarius loves being quiet sometimes. And Leo is more than happy to use that space to talk, chat. But the only time I see that being a problem is if Leo doesn't provide that same space for Aquarius once in a while. Yeah. Like I feel like it would be really, really easy for Leo to kind of take control over that relationship, and then Aquarius will start feeling like they don't matter. Yeah. And I don't want that to happen.
No, for sure.
Or for Aquarius to judge Leo for being into, you know, being a little vain or like, you know, wanting to stand out and caring about the way that they're perceived and looked. Yeah. Because, you know, that's just Leo. They enjoy being in the spotlight. They enjoy all things luxury. So like if they're into that, Aquarius, and you're not, which is totally fine, don't judge them for it. Because that's what makes them happy.
100%. I feel like there are things that obviously you guys are going to like differently, but I feel like both of their fixed nature, if you have similar things that you like you will stick together.
Yeah.
You know, because they will love doing those things with each other, and it will be fun and like a good back and forth for them, which I feel both of these signs really want and need from their partners. You know, like Aquarius loves to be analytical and communicating all the time, and Leo wants to be communicating as well too, but like playing and feel just like you are into them. You know, both of these signs really want to know that you are into them. And that's why I think that they make a good pairing, actually.
I love these two together. Shout out Carl and Lindsay from Summer House.
Yes! Next, we got Taurus and Capricorn, and they're known as the stable couple, stable lovers.
Yeah, I mean, they're earth signs.
Yeah. I feel like this couple...
Hot take.
Yes, no, I feel like this couple, if not careful, could be just too comfortable and not challenging in the relationship. I feel like you guys have a lot of the same values, and you both really, you know, value work and family. And I want you guys to like branch out a little bit, you know, have a little bit of like excitement in your life. And Capricorn could possibly bring that. But I just feel like it could be too steady moving with these two, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I want to get excited for them too.
Yeah.
I feel like we were excited about the other ones. I feel like with them, they obviously, because they're Earth, obviously when it's the same element, it's going to be a little bit more easy and less challenging. Your whole chart matters too.
100%.
But I do feel like with these two, one thing that I will say, I feel like they will have a lot of fun experiencing things together and spending money on said experiences. These two signs value money and luxury. So I could see them having a really beautiful home together. I could see them going on very grand vacations together. They are not cheap. You know what I mean? Because they're both such hard workers, and they value life experiences. You know, they want their money and everything that they've worked hard for to show in some way. You know what I mean? Because they both are really good at like not overspending when it comes to dumb shit. So what they do spend together, and when they do come together and agree on what they want to spend money on, they can have a really beautiful life together.
For sure. They could definitely be a power couple in the sense like of they're on their boss shit, you know? And I also think that, you know, Taurus will be able to build a comfortable home for Capricorn to come back to, you know? I feel like Capricorn, we always say, is like out working, you know? And Taurus will do a really good job of creating a familial space and home for them to come back and relax into. And I feel like Capricorn will be very grateful for the safe space that Taurus creates for them.
Right. I also feel like maybe Capricorn will help Taurus feel motivated and will push them to step outside of their comfort zone once in a while, because they're that cardinal earth energy. But they're not doing it in an aggressive way like a fire sign or an air sign. Maybe they will actually teach them that, like, you know, you can move at your own pace, but you can still try things that are out of the box. And you can still be motivated to try something new and move ahead in life rather than just sticking with what you're comfortable with. Yeah. And flipped on the other side, I feel like Taurus's calm energy will maybe teach Capricorn that you can take it easy and you do deserve to rest. You do deserve to take a break from all of your hard work, but not in a way that, you know, Capricorn can't respect. Yeah. Because you have to be very, very aware of how you tell Capricorn to relax. Right. If you're someone who is, how do I want to say this? If you're someone who is not taken seriously, Capricorn doesn't care about what you're telling them. Yeah. But I feel like Taurus is responsible. So the way they will tell Capricorn to take it easy and rest, maybe Capricorn will will actually listen.
Yeah. Okay, you changed my mind. Maybe these two are a little match made in heaven.
I think they are. I feel like obviously when you're with the same element, it works for a reason.
Totally.
You just can't get complacent.
Yeah, for sure. But this last point that you made that like, you know, maybe Capricorn will help push Taurus and challenge them to do new things and step out of their box. Like I really like that. And it will be in a way that they understand and respect.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Because they're both still earth signs. So they're not like making each other change like crazy.
Right.
They're still moving at a slower, steady pace.
Yeah.
So they're able to feel comfortable while said change is happening.
Right.
For Taurus taking risks and for Capricorn being more restful and intentional with how they're spending their time.
Right. Which is something they very much need too. Like you can rest and work hard.
Exactly. And you can rest, and still be motivated to do shit.
Exactly. Okay, I approve.
You know? Maya stamp of approval.
I approve. Go ahead.
Okay, so I read another quote. I just love reading things and being like, I want to talk about this on the podcast.
Yes.
Okay, so I saw this quote that was like, excessive overthinking is usually due to a childhood where you were hyper criticized.
Ain't that the
truth? And it hit home for me because, you know, I'm an overthinker. And also my chiron, which is the wounded healer in astrology, is in Virgo. And we know Virgos are very...
Mine too.
Very, very, very overcritical and just love to overthink and analyze. And I read that thing, I read that quote, and I was like, damn, that hurt. And it's so fucking true. Like, I've said this before. I've gotten better at it, but I'm constantly thinking about how I'm being perceived, what my decisions say about me, if I'm doing too much, if I'm doing too little, like... Did that hurt someone? Did that hurt their feeling? Are they mad at me because I did this or didn't do this? And I'm not really giving people a chance to tell me how they feel. I'm almost assuming that they're mad at me or they feel some type of way about me or how I'm coming off. And it's definitely because I felt criticized as a child. And maybe it's because of my culture. Maybe it's because of just my family dynamic. Maybe it's because I'm the youngest. Whatever it may be, I feel like life would be a lot easier if I stopped thinking about how other people feel about me and my decisions and just allowed them to come to me if something I did is wrong.
Yes, life would be so much easier. This also very much hits for me. I feel like as a child, I always felt like I had to try and keep the family together. And when things went wrong, you know, people got upset, they yelled at me, or people were yelling in general, you know, and I always considered it my fault because, again, I was like, I feel like this is my duty to try and keep the family together. And that's way too much pressure for a child. Yeah. You know what I mean? And in addition to that, like, I feel like parents in general, as you're growing, like, they can be so critical and unaware of what they're really saying to their children. Yeah. And like I said in the last podcast, I had a Virgo mom, so sometimes her mouth was really reckless, and that stuff still sticks with me, you know? And so I hear her in situations where, you know, it's similar with other people, and I'm just thinking, oh, well, everyone's feeling how my mom was feeling in that moment, or everyone's feeling how that parent was feeling in that moment. And that's not true at all, you know? But I'm so still stuck there and worried about how you didn't, you know, smile at me when I said this, and now, like, my whole world is crumbling down, you know? Yeah. And it's just not healthy.
It's not. And you know what? Another thing we need to talk about is the trauma of having an older brother.
Oh, my God.
Especially because I have two older brothers. One of them is way older than me, and, like, he was an angel to me. Like, I mean, I love both my brothers, but, like, growing up, my older brother, like, he was so sweet to me. Yeah. And then the brother that's right after me in age, he's, like, he was the terror. Like, 4 years. Yeah. Like, I hear his voice when I'm feeling insecure. Like, you know how older brothers are? For sure. They're like, you ugly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think you're fucking cute. Like, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And, like, while we can laugh about it now, like, those, you're so impressionable at that age that those negative voices, those are the ones that, like, take over. Yes. Those are the voices you hear in your head because they're usually not your own voice. No. They're the voices that you that imprinted on your brain and your heart when you were at a very young and impressionable age.
Yeah.
You know, and like the trauma of having an older brother is something that needs to be spoken about more. It
really does.
And it sucks because it's like now, like, I love being around. And my brother was a Gemini.
Yeah.
So, there was a fucking Gemini. So he thought it was so funny to make little jokey jokes at my expense. My Gemini moon took that to heart, and I took that personally.
Yes.
But
like, shit ain't funny.
No, seriously. But it's just funny now because, like, at this age, like, I love being around him. Like, we literally have the loudest laughs together. Like, we really just start clowning on people together. Yeah. But it wasn't funny when I was the clown.
Yeah, it wasn't funny when it was happening to me. I was the butt of the joke.
No, literally.
No.
Literally.
For sure. Yeah. The trauma from my older brother, I could write
a book about it.
I could write an encyclopedia of books on it. Each letter deserves like a certain trauma.
No, seriously.
Different trauma.
So if you have trauma when it comes to like older siblings, this is a safe space. Comment it down below.
Yes.
Comment it down below.
Yes. I'm pretty sure my brother hated me until I was a teenager.
Dude.
Like, I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Because he would do some really mean things.
Dude.
And say some really mean things. I mean, I also said mean things. But I was just a child. I didn't know.
Right.
I'll never forget. I feel bad. And I know this is a core memory for him still, too. I think I was like 6 or 7. And me and my brother have like 3.5 years age difference, 4 school years. Anyways, it was right around the time when, you know, you're a teenager. He's starting to get pimples.
Wait, that's how me and my brothers.
Oh, yeah? I love that. And I just remember he was starting to get pimples. And I was like, what's that on your face? And I pointed. I was like,
I remember you telling me
that? And he got so upset. Obviously. I would be mortified.
You're such a Sagittarius.
I know. I'm mortified that I said that to him.
You're like, the truth shall set you free. What's that?
But I didn't know.
No, you didn't. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He talks to his therapist about that if he has
Oh,
one.
for sure. He did. He tortured me for like the next month as well. So
that's when it started.
Yeah.
His villain era.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for kicking it with us on this fine Friday or whatever day you're watching us. We love you so, so much. We hope you continue to thrive out here during Taurus season. I know Mercury retrograde's still going on for a little bit.
It should be ending soon.
It is ending soon. Beware of that shadow period. It always really punches me in the gut a little bit harder. But we're going to be out of it soon. Take care of yourself.
Yes, take care of yourself mentally, physically. Indulge in the Taurus season energy as much as you can.
Yes.
We're going to link our socials somewhere over here. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, don't forget to leave us a review. 5-star, baby, because this is a 5-star resort.
5-star.
Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube.
Yes.
We love y'all so much, and we'll catch you later.